Hello fellow kitchen table wizards, welcome back to Casual MTG Decks, where we explore the jank and the fun of casual 60 card play. I'm your host Nora, and today we are covering something very cool. Bat Tribal. That's right, bats, because who needs vampires when you can have their smaller, cuter cousins, who definitely have more style. This deck is all about small, evasive creatures, and also gaining life, and also losing life. Exciting, right? Bram, let's take it away.
Alright Nora, we will start with Rune Lurker, bat a 1-drop, 1 white mana, then you get a flying life linking 1/1 bat, and at the beginning of your end step, if you descend it, you can scry 1. The next one is great in our deck, Essence Channeler. If you lost life, it gains flying and vigilance, and if you gain life, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. And when it dies, you can put those counters on target creature you control.
Life gain, life loss, this deck makes me feel alive.
I love the energy, Nora. Next one, Basilica Screecher. Another bad 1/2 with flying for 2 mana, and it has extort. Whenever you cast a spell, you may pay or a white or a black, and if you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain that much life. The Deep Cavern Bat is another strong bat, flying, lifelink and 1/1 for just 2 mana, and when it enters, look at target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card and just exile it for as long as the bat is into play. So we want to have a lot of creatures, we want to gain a lot of life. That's why we need to play Life Creed Duo. This bat bird gives you a life whenever another creature enters. And Starscape Cleric is also a great card in this deck. It combos with the Life Creed Duo, and you can offspring it, meaning for 3 mana you can create a token of it with the same ability. Whenever you gain life, your opponent loses 1 life.
So if we want life gain and life loss, we need to play Zoraline, right?
You are absolutely right, Nora. Zoraline Cosmos Caller is our legendary bat in the deck, where the deck is really built around whenever a bat you control attacks, you gain 1 life, and whenever it attacks or enters, you may pay 2 mana and 2 life, and whenever you do, return target non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Next up, another card with Offspring, Darkstar Augur. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand, and you lose life equal to its mana value. So it's the bat version of our Dark Confidant. Next up, a simple 3-drop that when it attacks, you gain 1 life, and it of course has flying Moonrise Cleric. Then we also have Moonstone Harbinger. This one is really amazing in the deck because whenever you gain or lose life during your turn, bats you control gain +1/+0 and gain Death Touch. This ability only triggers once though.
Bats, give me more bats, please.
Here you go, Nora. Starlit Soothsayer. This 2/2 flyer has you surveil 1 if you gained or lost life at the end of your turn. And we do have a odd vampire also in the deck. The Sanguine Evangelist has Battle Cry, and when it enters or dies, it creates a 1/1 bat token. And the Mirkwood bats, they combo well with the Evangelist and all the offspring cards, because whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life.
That's bat-tastic.
And you know what also is bat-tastic? It's the Star Charger. Another bat that at the beginning of your end step, if you gained or lost life, look at the top 4 cards of your library, reveal a creature with power 3 or less and put it into your hand. And we're playing black, we're playing white, so we need to play the Blind Hunter, the first cool bat I got to know with Haunt.
Haunt. Now, that's a keyword ability I don't know anything about. Can you explain?
Sure. Haunt is a keyword ability that allows a creature to trigger twice. Once when it enters the battlefield, and again when a creature it's attached to dies. The haunting creature is exiled to haunt another creature, and when that creature dies, the Blind Hunter's ability is activated again.
Got it.
So in a nutshell, it can gain you 2 life and have your opponent lose 2 life twice. Another 4-drop in our deck is Wax Wane Witness. It's a 2/4 with flying and vigilance, and when you gain or lose life during your turn, it gets +1/+0, and this can trigger a lot of times in our deck. We only play 3 5-drops. The first one is Glide Dive Duo. When it enters, your opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2. And the Star Seer Mentor puts pressure on your opponent because at the beginning of your end step, if you gained or lost life this turn, target opponent loses 3 life unless he or she discards a card or sacrifices a permanent. Aclazots is the last creature in our deck. 4/4 flying lifelink. Whenever it attacks, each opponent discards a card. When he or she can't, you draw a card. And when that discarded card is a land card, you create a bad creature token with flying. But there's more, because when it dies, you return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed as Temple of the Dead. Then it's a land, and for 3 mana you can transform it back to Aclazots, but only if a player has 1 or less cards in their hand.
Now, do we also have card draw?
We do! Let's start with Lunar Convocation. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life, each opponent loses 1 life. Also, if you lost life and gained life, you create a 1/1 bad creature token. And the great thing about the card is that for 2 life and 2 mana, you draw a card. So the card can give you a lot of cards and bats.
Bats, anyone?
Yes, we're gonna have a lot of them in the deck. Also, a cool card in our deck is Sinister Monolith. It drains your opponent each turn, and you can sacrifice it and pay 2 life, then you draw 2 cards. We also play Vampiric Rites in the deck. It's great, really. You can sacrifice your tokens, gain life, and draw some cards. And obviously, Phyrexian Arena is also awesome because at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and you lose a life, but that's not too bad, as our deck is really built around it.
Now, what about removal?
Anguished Unmaking is the first of many removal cards that fit great in our deck. You can exile target non-land permanent and you lose 3 life. Another one is the Profane. This is a removal card which you can also use as a land that loses you life if you play it and put it in the battlefield untapped. Infernal Grasp destroys a creature and you lose 2 life. And with Toxic Deluge you can choose how much life you are investing in the card, and for that amount all creatures gain -X/-X. Sonar Strike deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking or tapped creature, and you gain 3 life if you control a bat. The last removal card is a moss removal card called Expel the Interlopers. It's mainly there to destroy a lot of big creatures while leaving your bats intact.
Now, what else we got?
As an extra, I added Case of the Uneaten Feast. It gains you life, and also when you gain 5 or more life, the case is solved and you can sacrifice it to cast cards from your graveyard until the end of turn.
What about the land base?
We play 4 swamps, 3 plains and a lot of synergizing lands. Marsh Flats is great in the deck. You can sacrifice it and pay a life, and then you search your library for a plains or a swamp. Caves of Koilos is also amazing. Why? It always gives you colorless mana, but if you need colored mana, you can use it and do 1 damage to yourself, meaning you will also lose a life. And for the life gain, we have Scoured Barrens. We also play 2 lands that can turn into creatures, Hive of the Eye Tyrant and Restless Fortress. Silent Clearing is also great in our deck, as like Caves of Koilos, it deals damage to ourselves, and if we don't need it anymore, we can just sack it and draw a card. For all our bets we play a copy of Secluded Courtyard. Mudflat Village is also great to sacrifice it to return a bet from our graveyard to our hand. The Forgotten Monument is great for all our other caves we're gonna play, like the Promising Vein and also like Hidden Courtyard and Hidden Necropolis.
Now there you have it, my bet tribal deck. It's cute, clever, and has your vampire player go jealous. Now, if you found this deck as delightful as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and tell us in the comments which theme we should do next, because we're always up for a good challenge. And remember, always keep it casual.